No time to fear, Karel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Karel is the one that you need to know. Now it's showtime.
The pettiest president in the world is throwing tantrums again. I'm going to tell you what about. And it's Frustrating Thursday. What are you so frustrated about right now that you could just pop? I'll tell you what I am, and maybe it may inspire you. All right. I gotta laugh. It is the Karel Show. I am Karel. So very glad you are joining me on this Thursday. We do have This Gay Week tomorrow with Scott in Ukraine. We're going to talk to him about the heat wave that may be going on over there. Because is it? We don't know. So we'll have to ask him. But tune in tomorrow for the This Gay Week with Scott in the Ukraine. I hope I'm broadcasting. I hope things are going. I think they are. I can't tell. My screen is frozen, so I can't tell. But anyway, I wanted to explain why I'm a little late. I was on the phone with a police officer. The park employees at Desert Breeze come to me when they want something done because they can't call about the homeless. The park employees are forbidden to call in and complain about the homeless. So they're out of control again at Desert Breeze. And so I videotaped a little bit to send to the cop, and this is what we saw here. I don't know if you can see it. Now, you'll see Ember a little bit because of, I wanted them to think that we were, I didn't want them to think that we were, videotaping them. So you'll see Ember there. But you'll also see there's a couple there with a dog. You're seeing a red umbrella and an entire area, like a one-bedroom apartment full of stuff. There's this couple here, and then I start walking over towards the big encampment. And it is an encampment, okay? And they've been there for weeks, which is why I finally said someone's got to do something, okay? And so I taped it, as you can see here, and I'll start walking here in a minute, and you'll get closer looks. But it's a big encampment. There's like 10 bicycles with no tires. There's people, there's pets, there's food, there's coolers, they're living there. They are living there. And look at this. Look at this filth. Look. And I have to see this every single morning now. Okay, look at this. And this doesn't happen in Summerlin or Henderson or the nice areas. Look at this. And so I called the police on this. I said, hey, you guys drive by this every single day. Can you please do something? There's another person right there under that tree with all their belongings. And I could show you more and more and more and more, but there's no point. So the cop calls me, and he's there. And he wanted to tell me that out of 3.5 million people that live in the Las Vegas Valley, there are only 2 police officers to handle the homeless. 2. We have a population of homeless of over 2,000 people, and they have 2 people to handle them. And I said, well, officer, that's an excuse. Then he said, they're allowed to have all that stuff out there during the day. I said, well, they're there 24/7. That stuff didn't just appear there today. He says, I know that, but there's nothing I can do during the day. And I said, but you guys don't work at 11 o'clock at night when the park is closed. Well, no, we don't. So let me get this right. The 2 of you in the valley that could actually cite these people and get them out of our parks, at the time that you could actually cite them for it, you're not on duty. And he said, yes. So he said, look, I'll tag the stuff and they'll have 3 days to move it. And then if it's not moved, it can be removed by maintenance. And I said, what if they move it 50 feet? He said, then we have to start the process all over again. And it's like I said on my show, we accept this as okay. as normal. Like, Karel, why are you even bothering about it? Why do you even care? And I'm at a breaking point with it. I am so sick of seeing homeless people. I am so sick of it. I'm tired. I'm ready to move to another country that doesn't have the problem. You know, I'm done. But I'm not just done with that. So today we're going to vent some frustrations, and we're going to talk about Trump and his pettiness, since he is venting frustrations on the Senate. So they actually took back. They did their job yesterday, and they they rebuked him on the Iran war. Today, they take that back because he went and yelled at him. Can you believe that? Grown men in the Senate
aren't going to... If you're not visiting reallykarel.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast, videos, and the blog, including recipes, at reallykarel.com. That's really KAREL.com.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Karel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Karel is the one that you need to know.
You know, there should be an F before the USA. It should be the frustrated United States of America. Now, Trump got so frustrated, he won't sign the housing bill, which will help millions, until he gets his Save America Act, which says that if you go to vote, you have to show proof of citizenship. That means a passport or a birth certificate. Do you have any idea what that's going to do to the voting in this country? Mike Pence was interviewed last night, and he doesn't agree with it. Mike Pence doesn't agree with it. Can you imagine? But Trump is throwing a fit and won't sign this bill to help millions until he gets his way, because he is a petty motherfucker. Okay? He is the pettiest motherfucker in the world. And so yesterday, the Senate did their job and finally reined him in on Iran. He went down there and screamed and yelled and threatened them with something. Had to be money that he threatened them with. Threatened them, like, I won't help you in your reelection or whatever. And suddenly, grown men in the Senate and women changed their votes. And now they're not rebuking him on Iran. And he just asked them for $90 billion for Iran. That is the budget, or 2/3 of the budget, of the SNAP program, of the food stamp program. You could double people's food stamps with $90 billion. And he wants $90 billion more for the Iran war, and he'll get it because no one is stopping him. And that's frustrating. I am so frustrated that no one is stopping this man. He is acting like a god, and he is getting away with it. That's the most frustrating part, that people are sitting around and not taking him out of office, not invoking the 25th, not impeaching. That's the most frustrating thing. But the frustrations line up. Homeless, littering our streets. That's frustrating. Insurance companies, someone in the chat room at youtube.com/reallykarel said they are fighting with their insurance company. By the way, it's Karel, my name. Really, Karel. And, I was on the phone with Ember's insurance company. So I didn't like Trupanion. So I went with Pets Best. Because Progressive Insurance, who I think is a good company, when you go to their pet insurance, it refers you over to Pets Best. So you assume that Progressive is working with Pets Best. So I got her policy. I paid her 3 months in advance. I have submitted one claim for $621. I couldn't submit it through their website because it wouldn't work. So then they said submit it via email. So I did on June 3rd. Never got a confirmation email. On June 10th, I call and say, hey, what's going on? Oh, well, you should have gotten a confirmation email. Well, I didn't. Okay, well, we're just going over the claim. On June 15th, 12 days after I submit it, I call. What's going on? Oh, we apologize. And they sent a letter of apology that's taking a minute. Today is June 25th. Okay? 22 days passed when I submitted the claim, and they still haven't processed it. Nationwide, 24 hours. Trupanion, 24 hours. Pets Best, at 22 days. So when I ask her to escalate it, what does she say? I can't until it's 25 days. So call back Monday if it hasn't been processed. And then what happens? Well, then we escalate it and they have 10 more days. I said, woman, what if I decide when you send me my bill that I say to your company, well, it takes me up to 35 days to process a payment. So you'll get your payment in a month. What about that? Oh, well, no, sir. You have to pay your bill within 3 days. Oh, do I? So I have to give you money within 3 days. But you can take 30 to 35 days, minimally 25 days. Do you see how that? Well, I'm sorry you're having a bad experience. You never sent me a confirmation email. You've had the medical records since the day after I submitted the claim. You won't escalate it. Your website works 50% of the time. And you're saying you're sorry? That's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. And so there's so much frustrating in the world today. There really is. There in your world and in my world. I am seeing your frustrations in the chat room. You guys are outraged with Trump's tantrums. I am too. He just keeps, he's the most juvenile. And I'm frustrated with people that follow him. You know, Dean Withers did a series of 10 back-to-back interviews with MAGA women. And when he did his summary, he said, these are the stupidest people that, you know, he did this whole summary. And I said, look, I've been a talk show host longer than you are old. I would never platform a MAGA person. Why would you? They have proven their low intelligence by support of Donald Trump. Why would you sit there with someone you know is batshit crazy? That's like trying to interview a Scientologist. Why would you do that? They believe in Xenu. Or a Christian. You know, it's frustrating that in Pride Month, there has been so much negative about gays. Today, in 1978, in San Francisco, the rainbow flag was first unfurled. Today, in 1978. It was the first public appearance of the rainbow flag, which was sewn and invented in San Francisco. And today, in 1978, 38 years ago, it was unveiled. And in the last 8 years, some people have had a problem with it. 30 years, no problem with the rainbow flag. Trump gets into office, and suddenly everybody's got a problem with the rainbow flag. Even gay people have a problem with it now. Oh, well, why are there trans colors on it? Why are, you know, that's frustrating. That 38 years ago, a flag was unveiled, and now people hate it and are screaming about it and don't want it on things and don't want it flying over their courthouses and don't want it flying in their neighborhoods, and people are allowed to tear them down and vandalize them and no punishment happens to them. That's frustrating. It's frustrating that in Texas, this cunt of a, oh, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I don't use that word. I am so sorry. This witch of a justice of the peace who refused to marry gay people has won her lawsuit to the tune of $640,000, which leaves open the precedents for other people not performing same-sex marriages. And if they're challenged in court, there's a precedent to where they, you know, the Constitution is clear. If you are a justice of the peace and you marry people and gays can legally marry, you have to marry them, but not in Texas. That's frustrating. That again, today, gays are being told the Constitution doesn't apply to you. You are not under the Constitution equal to other people. That a court said this. That's frustrating. It's frustrating. And so we live in very frustrating times. And part of it is the temper tantrums thrown by the commander-in-chief. Now he's out there spreading lies that vandals vandalized the reflecting pool. They keep calling it it's not his reflecting pool. It's ours. And the only vandal that vandalized it was Donald Trump. No one went into that pool with a razor blade and cut the bottom. Nobody did it. There's no video evidence. There's no proof. It never happened. And he's out there telling these lies, and no one is saying, where's your proof? Show us your proof. You know? That's frustrating. That they just let him lie. He lies and lies and lies and lies. So frustrating. So we are in frustrating times, you know? Just frustrating times. You know, backlash against a pride flag. What the fuck? So let me get this right. A Confederate flag, that's fine. That's okay. But a pride flag is too far? Over 10,000 heterosexual men. I did the research. Over 10,000 in the last 5 years, heterosexual men have been arrested for sex crimes in a bathroom. 10,000 heterosexual men arrested for sex crimes in a bathroom. Over 1,000 children have been abducted from public restrooms by cisgendered straight people in the last 5 years. How many by trans people? None. None. And yet, Piers Morgan is on TV again saying how afraid he is to let his child go into a bathroom or play in a sport where there might be a trans person. When no trans person ever has harmed anybody in a bathroom. Ever. Ever. It's never happened. What has happened? Rape. Child abduction. By who? Heterosexuals. Cisgendered white men, for the most part. The most dangerous person in a bathroom is a straight white male, by the statistics. And yet, they want to go after trans people. That is so frustrating. That is just so frustrating. You know? And I don't want to hear anyone talk about the pride flag shoves it in your face. Every day, 365 days a year, gays have heterosexualism shoved down our throats. Every single day. Every day. Every television ad, every television show, every billboard, every print ad, every school teacher, everything in this country shoves heterosexuality down the throats of gay people. Every day. Every 365 days a year, heterosexual imagery is heaped upon gay people, and we don't complain about it. But a pride flag is throwing something in your face? Maybe you should hide your face in shame because you have such a pea brain and such a small mind and get offended so easily. Fucking snowflakes. MAGA is nothing but snowflakes. Triggered little kids throwing fits over nothing. They'll throw a fit over a pride flag. But a January 6th rioter brought a Confederate flag into the fucking State House, which didn't happen even in the Civil War. And they get a pardon. They're okay. But carry a pride flag? Carry a rainbow flag? And suddenly you're too offensive for words? Fuck anyone that thinks that. Anybody that thinks that. Fuck you. You're an idiot, a moron with a brain this big. See, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because I'm sick of living around fucking morons. Homelessness. We should not allow encampments anywhere. And we should force government and churches. Every church in America that doesn't house homeless people should lose their tax-exempt status. Period. End of story. No debate. Because the statistics say that if every church in America took in just 2 homeless people, there would be no homeless problem in America. Every church, 2 people. No homeless crisis. It's over. There's a church within a mile of Desert Breeze Park. Does it have homeless people sleeping in it? Nope. Is its courtyard filled with a homeless encampment? Nope. Then they should lose their tax-exempt status. Any church that does not house homeless people should lose their tax-exempt status. Churches have hundreds of parishioners, many of them empty nesters with empty rooms. House the fucking homeless. You're a church. You're supposed to be doing God's work. God would not want these people out there. Offer them your home if you are a Christian. A Christian nation with a homelessness problem. Isn't that something? A Christian nation with a hunger problem. Isn't that something? They keep saying it's a Christian nation. It's not, and we're not, but they keep saying we are. Well, then why don't we act like one? Why is there hunger, homelessness? Why are there children being abused? Why haven't the Epstein people been prosecuted for crimes against God and man? Because we're not really a Christian nation, because they're not really Christians. They believe in a fairy tale that they don't even practice. Or they'd be out feeding the poor, housing the homeless, helping the hungry.
Patreon is the way to show you care. Subscribe today if you dare. Keep the show on there. Patreon is the way. Now it's showtime.
So we have a president that's throwing petty fits constantly. Went to the Senate yesterday and just had a fit, and they caved. That's what I'll never understand. Why do they cave to this bloated, sick, demented, orange fuck with bruises on his hands from infusions? He can't even sew together two cognitive sentences. He shits his diaper, and they have to leave the frickin' Oval Office because of the stench. He can't walk in a straight line. He allegedly molested young people through Jeffrey Epstein. He walked into the back of a beauty pageant to see naked underage girls. He committed tax fraud and felony in New York. And they bow to him like he's frickin' Mousy Tongue or, Hitler or something. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And meanwhile, we're out here being frustrated. It's frustrating. I bet it's frustrating to be in Europe right now. 105, 106 degrees, and the world doesn't care, not going to do anything about climate change. And then poor Venezuela. Oh, my heart. Poor Venezuela. A 7.3 earthquake, and then 39 seconds later, a 7.5 earthquake, which has 3 times the shake as the 7.2. There's going to be thousands dead. Oh, it's horrible what's happened in Venezuela. It's just terrible. And it shows how ill-prepared the West Coast is for when that big one happens, and it's going to happen. It's so sad in Venezuela. Oh, it's just tragic. What is Trump doing? Nothing. Has Trump even addressed it? Nope. Has he spoken about how we're going to send people to help? Nope. Nothing. Silence. A huge natural disaster in Venezuela. Huge. And no one's doing anything. It's just sad. Oh, my heart goes out to these people and the pets. There'll be thousands of pets that died as well. The high rises just collapsed. Just imagine, look at the buildings behind me. That's the Venetian and the Bellagio. No, I'm at the Bellagio there. So that's the Venetian and the Palazzo, I think. And imagine those just all of a sudden doing this. Right down to where those 40 floors are now in 3 floors. If you're on the top floors, you're crushed. That's it. And that's what happened. You see the buildings behind me? Imagine if those just went poof. That's what happened in Venezuela. Just so sad. Just so sad. No one in the chat room can understand why they keep caving to him either. I don't understand why they're doing their job. The Congress is what declares war. This has been a war. This is not a military action. Iran is a war. When you're negotiating a peace deal, it's because you were at war. Only Congress can declare war, but they let him. And then when they were going to rein him in yesterday, he went down there and threw an actual fit. They could hear him yelling outside in the halls. He's yelling and screaming. And instead of saying, shut the fuck up, you orange felon, get out of here. We're not afraid of you. We're going to do our jobs. Our boss is the American people. The Senate and the Republicans seem to think that Donald Trump is their boss. They are all acting like Donald Trump is their boss. He's not their boss. We're their boss. He's not their boss. And yet they're acting like he's the boss. He's not. Why they're acting that way, I don't know. I mean, I'd love to ask one of them, why are you acting like Donald Trump is your boss? He's not the boss. He ain't the boss of you. We're the boss of you. And there's less MAGA now than ever before. They seem to think MAGA is like the number one group of people in America. It's not. Yesterday, a new poll came out with his approval ratings. He doesn't have any. People approve of Satan more than they approve of Donald Trump. You know, people would rather have a colonoscopy instead of hear Donald Trump say one more thing. I'm serious. If you ask people, would you rather have a colonoscopy without anesthesia or attend a Trump rally? I guarantee you the colonoscopy is going to win. You know, so I don't understand any of it. And that's what's frustrating. I need to understand stuff. I'm the type person that I have to understand. Okay? And I don't understand why they somehow think that Donald Trump is their boss. He's not. You know, did they not watch Schoolhouse Rock? Do they not know how government works? You know, with the 3 branches and everything? They're a branch. He's a branch. He's not the tree. You know, he's not the trunk of the tree. He's a branch. I'm curious. Don't they know that? You know? So, I don't know. It's frustrating being an American right now. It really is. We've got the highest cost of living going on that we've had in a very long time. You know, that's frustrating. You know, it's frustrating when you can't really afford stuff. And a lot of us are in the can't afford stuff, you know, mode. And that's frustrating. Like with my car. Today I had to take a $650 gamble. I'm having the radiator repaired. If that fixes it, then great, we're done. If they repair it, start it up, and find out that the head gasket is blown or the block is cracked, then I've wasted $650. And Steve's best buddy, Jen, has a 2007 Infiniti for sale, a sedan with 102,000 miles on it that she had bought for her daughter but doesn't need now. It's been well maintained. And if this isn't able to repair it, I'm going to buy that with a credit card because I don't have $3,000. But I don't get to choose my next car. And that's frustrating. I have to choose what I can afford. And what I can afford, well, I can't even afford that really. If I was going with what I could afford, I wouldn't get a car. But for $3,000 on a credit card, I'll get her Infiniti. And that's frustrating because I don't want an Infiniti. I'd like a Jeep or a convertible Sebring or a convertible Mini Cooper or a convertible Fiat 500. But instead, I'll get a 100,000 mile Infiniti because that's what I can afford. That's frustrating. It's a blessing and I'm grateful, but it's also a frustrating blessing because it reminds me I'm dead ass broke. Which America every day reminds me how much money I don't have.
It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Karel Cast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Karel Cast. Driving you home or driving you crazy. It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Karel Cast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Karel Cast. Driving you home or driving you crazy.
Now it's your time.
Here's the good news. Trump is going to keep throwing these fits and he's going to fucking drop dead. That's the good news. I mean, let's be real. He's got pulmonary. He is the patient. There now other news places are picking up on the fact that this new drug coming out, retarditude or whatever it's called, this new GLP-1 or next generation GLP-1, there is one person, one, on a compassionate use furlough. One. Okay? So there's one person getting the drug before it's available on a compassionate use. And that's a 79, now 80-year-old unnamed male. Now, what 79, 80-year-old unnamed male with obesity, pulmonary hypertension, and obstructive sleep apnea do you suppose is the one getting that drug? The White House says not Donald Trump. Who else has the power? You don't. I know how this works. Andrew was on a drug study. I know what it takes to get someone on a drug study or to get them open label on the drug study. When Andrew went on the drug study for Crixivan, which would become protease inhibitors, they said the only way we would know for sure that he was on the Crixivan was if he was on another drug called mycobutin, because it doubles the amount of mycobutin in your bloodstream. So we would have to know if he was getting the drug. So, of course, I said he was on mycobutin, and when they went to verify, called his doctor from a payphone in the lobby of the Stanford Medical Center and said, call in a prescription for mycobutin right now, which they had wanted to do anyway. They'd been wanting to put him on that drug. And so they called it in, and Stanford confirmed it, and he got the open label. But there were forms and hoops to fill out, and all. So I know what it takes. I was alive in the age of AIDS. I know what it takes to get a drug on compassionate use. It's hard as hell. And you've got one now 80-year-old man in all of the United States on this drug, and they want to tell us that it's not the fucking president. When did lying from the White House become okay? Where you cannot believe a word the White House says. You cannot believe the press secretary. You can't believe anybody from the White House. All they do is lie. The seated president sat and said that vandals attacked the pool. They didn't. He has no proof. He's a liar. When did that become? You see, that's what's frustrating. The media is supposed to call out the lies of the people in power. That's what the First Amendment is about. Speaking truth to power. They're not. No one stopped him and said, sir, there's no evidence of that. There's no video of that. This has been peeling up for days. But they don't. They don't. And what kind of Christian lies nonstop? And what kind of Christian follows a liar? A known liar. One that isn't a Christian. But what's their problem? The rainbow flag. That's their outrage of the month. The rainbow flag. Trans people and the rainbow flag. That's their outrage of the month. We address that tomorrow on This Gay Week with Scott Jacobson. All right. What's going on in the chat room at youtube.com/reallykarel. I don't know anyone that can get the car they want. We all get what we can afford. Amen. I mean, I'm not alone in that, and that's a frustration. My parents were the same way. My parents never got the car they wanted. They got the car they could afford. Isn't that sad? We have to have a car in America, and most of us can't afford the car that we want. And I'm sure it's not like a Rolls Royce or a Bentley or something like that. I'd simply like a Jeep, a convertible Jeep, a Jeep that has the hard top that comes off. Because there's soft top Jeeps and then there's hard top Jeeps where the hard top comes off. That's what I want. I know they're not comfortable. I know they're not great on gas. I want a Jeep. I had one. It got taken away from me by an evil fucking man named E.J. Jackson who blackmailed me and took my Jeep in the 80s. Blackmailed me over something that I later found out he couldn't blackmail me over. I used to sign all of E.J. Jackson's checks for his business, all of them, when he was handling Vesta Williams. I used to sign them all. And one day he said, I didn't approve this check. And I said, yes, you did. And he said, oh, I'll take you to court for fraud. I go, you approved it.
If you're not visiting reallykarel.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast videos and the blog, including recipes, at reallykarel.com. That's really KAREL.com.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Karel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Karel is the one that you need to know.
All right, I'm sweating. What is Phineas saying? Karel is never this late. He must have had what are you talking about? I'm here. I've been here. I've been here for 41 minutes. I don't know what you're talking about. So whatever. Anyway. So yeah, you're right though in the chat room. None of us ever truly get the car. Well, some people do. There's a guy at the park and he's got this convertible Thunderbird that he's so proud of, and it's new. It's beautiful. And he's proud of that car. He obviously got the car he wanted. People driving around in Teslas, they obviously got the cars they wanted. So people do get the car. And you know who those people are? They line up for fucking free food. When they give away free food, I see Teslas in line. I see Mercedes in line. I see big SUVs, the big Navigators in line for free food. So obviously, if you get the car you want, you can't afford anything else. You can get the car you want, you just can't afford food. Oh my God. Yeah, no, true. I mean, come on. Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, you're right. Thank you. Who is that? A new person in the chat room. Someone with 9182 at their. This is the second time that Donald Trump has jumped the line for a drug. During COVID, he got the drug before anybody else. What is it? Paxlovid. He got Paxlovid before anybody else. Or it was Regeneron. It had a different name, but he got a COVID drug before any of us could get a COVID drug. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I forgot about that. Now, I don't know how I feel about a president in a pandemic. If there is a drug that's going to help, I don't know how I feel about the president being the first to get it. You don't want the president to die during a pandemic, and, so getting him the drug first would be a perk of the job. But if the drug hasn't been tried and true, it could kill him. So I don't know how I feel about a president getting drugs first. I mean, that's how we imagine it, right? During any kind of outbreak, we imagine the politicians would be the first to get the cure, and then they'd filter it out to us. That's how I imagine it. But, I don't know, maybe not. But yeah, it's the second time now. Because I'm sure the 80-year-old that's on this retarditude or whatever it's called, I'm sure that it's him. And it has to be him. What other 80-year-old man in the country would get preferential treatment and there's only one person? It's not like they authorized 10 people to get it or 100 people to get it. They authorized one. One. So there's some other 80-year-old out there that has the clout to get an experimental drug. No. God, they really think we're stupid. They really do. The White House can deny it all they want to, but we're not idiots. We're not them. We're not MAGA. Yes, MAGA will believe it's not him. Your base are idiots. So sure, your base will believe whatever you tell them. Us, people who are not MAGA, who have a brain and can critically think, let's see. All things considered, 327 million people. And only one application for a 79, now 80-year-old male is approved to get the drug early. Out of 327 million people, one. And they want us to believe it's not the president. They really think, they have so much contempt for us, they really think we're stupid. We're not their base. We're not stupid. But they really think we are. So yeah. Yep. Thank you for that reminder. Thank you very much for that. Because, he did get that drug. So it's frustrating. It's frustrating to be an American right now. You go to the grocery store, you just buy fruits and vegetables, it's $100. The gas is still up at $4.50 a gallon. They're talking about Iran and all this other, but gas is still skyrocketing. Your summer vacation, the 4th of July is in like a week and a half, and I could care less. And I'm not alone. A new poll, young people and Democrats, independents, and young people are not excited about the 4th of July. They did a poll. They're ambivalent about it. They said, yeah, so what? We kind of didn't make 250 years. We died in 1861 when the Civil War broke out. So, young people, Democrats, and independents are not thrilled about the 4th of July. I'm not celebrating. I'm not doing anything special. I'll be hiding from the fireworks because Ember hates them. So I'm not going to watch fireworks. I'm not having a barbecue. I have no friends to have a barbecue with. And I'm a vegan, so I would be an imposition at someone's barbecue. So I'm not celebrating. It's just going to be another day, another Saturday. So, what would I celebrate? What independence? We have zero independence in this country. None. We are in a dictatorship. We're not free. Ask a trans person if they're free. Ask a gay person, a black person, ask an immigrant if they have rights and if they're free. They'll answer no. Liberty, that's in the Declaration of Independence. Liberty. Liberty means the ability to live free from someone else's ideologies. That's what liberty means. Do we have liberty in this country? No, we do not. So I don't know what we're celebrating. One of y'all could tell me, but I have no idea what we are celebrating on July 4th. None. So we'll see how your holiday goes. I'm just not gonna participate. I'm not gonna have a vegan hot dog. They're terrible. They're processed. Even vegan hot dogs are processed. I do have some field roast sausage, and that's a decent sausage. So I'll probably have a field roast sausage and a bun on July 4th, and that's about it. Because what is there to celebrate? We're frustrated. We're tired. We're sick of this child president that we have who goes out at rallies and... Did you hear all those noises he made at the rally the other day? He was all... Yeah. If your grandfather sat in your room and went... You would take him to the hospital and say something is wrong. Grandpa's a little off. They just watch Trump do it. And no one says anything. And when he's out there being completely demented. Making no sense. Saying sentences that don't belong together. And people just nod. Lord. Have you heard about this America 250 World Fair that no one's going to in Washington, D.C.? I think Vanilla Ice, and that's about it. Kid Rock, probably. And in terms of attendance, there's not going to be millions of people there. Again, spending taxpayer money for a MAGA rally. Because that's what it is. But he doesn't care. Not his money. He ain't spending his cash. So, Kennedy Center is supposed to remove his name, left the tarp up. Now a judge has said they have until July 31st to tell him why there's a tarp there. But we know why there's a tarp there. Because Trump is so petty, he won't let the name be seen without his name in it. So I guarantee you Trump has ordered the tarp to stay up. Because that's how petty he is. Destroyed the East Wing of the White House. No construction being done to replace it. Destroyed the reflecting pool. Has put fake gold gilding on everything in the White House that you can see. Vandalized national monuments. Literally vandalized national monuments. Yelled and screamed at senators, so they submitted to his will. Refuses to sign a housing bill that will help everyone until he signs another bill that says you have to provide proof of citizenship to vote. That's against the Constitution. He doesn't care. Yeah, it's frustrating times in America. Hell, my thermostat frustrates me. Yesterday, I went to my thermostat. It had set itself up to 82. I said, no fucking way. And I went to turn it down, this Nest thermostat, and it said, you're in rush hour. I guess 7 to 8 is rush hour. And it said, energy prices and energy demand is all-time high at this hour. We have set your thermostat 5 degrees higher. And I said, no, you fucking haven't. This is your fault, NV Energy. You haven't built the power infrastructure to get the abundantly free power that the world gives us every day to me for my air conditioner. So you want me to sit in an 82 degrees house? Fuck you. I promptly overrode it and turned it back down to 76. But, I'll pay dearly. I live in a 2-bedroom condo. My light bill this month is going to be $220 for a 2-bedroom condo. $220. That's damn near $10 a day. It's about $7 a day for electricity, which is free from the sun every day. Geothermal, free from the earth every day, all day, every day. But me, I got to pay $7 a day for it. Otherwise, we die. You shouldn't have to pay for electricity. Not if you live in a place where you need air conditioning. And you will die in Las Vegas without air conditioning. It was 108 yesterday with humidity. It's going to be 106 today with 31% humidity. It's icky. Vegas is icky. It really is. It's kind of icky here. There's tons of homeless. The county commissioners don't care. They're just grifters. The strip is too expensive for any local to go over to. There's no point. It's just way too expensive. Even off the strip, lunches, even at cheap restaurants, lunch is $20 to $25 now with a tip. That's lunch. That ain't dinner. Lunch, $20 to $25 with a tip. You've got, incredible heat. You've got out of control electric prices. Vegas, and we're running out of water. Lake Mead's at 29%. Not a good place. Don't move here. Don't buy Pets Best health insurance for your dog or cat, and don't move to Las Vegas. Couple warnings for you there. Yes, he did vandalize the White House and our monuments. Yep. I agree that Las Vegas gets nothing but sunshine. It should be used to benefit the residents. You're absolutely right. There should be giant solar farms surrounding the city, and everybody in the city should get free energy. You're absolutely right. But then again, I'm a democratic socialist. Just like Mendami. I wish Mendami could be the governor of Nevada. I really do. Because, boy, would he whip this place into shape. Or at least, there's no mayor in Las Vegas. There's one for downtown. The Las Vegas is only downtown. Fremont Street. Down there. That's the city of Las Vegas. Just downtown. I do not live in Las Vegas. I live in Spring Valley. The Strip is in Paradise. A little south of the Strip is Enterprise, Nevada. Henderson is its own city. Summerlin is not a city. It doesn't have a mayor. But it's not Las Vegas. They say Las Vegas, but it's not. The only city of Las Vegas is downtown. The rest of this is just Clark County. And a lot of little unincorporated, or a lot of little cities that don't have mayors and don't have their own police forces or their own fire, they use the county. And LVPD Metro. Las Vegas Police Metro isn't really just Las Vegas Police. They're kind of like sheriffs because they're for the whole county. It's very weird here. Everyone acts like Las Vegas is the whole valley. It's not. Las Vegas is just downtown. I live in Spring Valley. And Paradise is the Strip, and Enterprise is over there, and Summerlin's over there. And I don't know what they're calling the Southwest now, but that's the number one growing area in Las Vegas, the Southwest. I think they just call it the Southwest. But yeah, so that's a weird way to live. So a lot of you are frustrated in the chat room. Yeah, you're frustrated that, And of course, I watched the news. I made a mistake of watching the news, and all of his pundits were out there with their Tourette's. MAGA has Tourette's. Biden, Obama, Biden, Obama, Biden, Clinton, Obama, Clinton, Biden. That they have Tourette's. You ask them a question, all of a sudden they just snap into their Tourette's. Biden, Obama, Biden. But they have Tourette's. It just pops out of their mouth. Biden.
Patreon is the way to show you care. Subscribe today if you dare. Keep the show on there. Patreon is the way. Now it's showtime.
Wow. Oh, well, are y'all going to go see Supergirl? It opens this weekend, Supergirl. Crypto, the dog, is in it. Crypto is totally AI. There is no crypto. But it's a cute dog. Supergirl opens. Toy Story 5 is still big at the box office. Y'all going to go see that? I kind of want to see Toy Story 5, but I'll stream it on Disney when it comes. Hulu is the only subscription I pay for. The others I get through Walmart Plus gives me Paramount Plus, and something else gives me Peacock. I forget which. Oh, Instacart. I get Peacock through Instacart. I get Paramount Plus through Walmart Plus, and then I pay for Hulu. But Hulu has a lot of things that I watch because it's got ABC and it's got Neon. I do not watch a lot of Paramount Plus because it's Larry Ellison. Criminal Minds, I'd like to watch the new season. Connor's Story is going to be in it. He was with Madonna yesterday. I bet his little gay heart was so happy. And everyone's mad because they were all smoking like chimneys. And they're all like, that's so unhealthy. Why are they smoking? Madonna's 68. Leave her the fuck alone. If she wants to smoke, I mean, it's bad and she's going to end up with lung cancer. But if she wants to, let her. And Connor's Story, it's so sad. He's so handsome and so sweet, and he smokes like a chimney, and he's going to have yellow teeth and smell like an ashtray, and he's going to get lung disease. And that's really sad. His kidneys are going to shrivel. His liver is going to shrivel, because that's what happens when you smoke tobacco. To everybody, not just if you smoke tobacco, your kidneys are shrinking, your liver is shrinking, your lungs are clogging, your brain is getting damaged. It happens. I watched my mother and father die from cigarettes. It just happens. So it's sad that Connor's Story has that in his future, as does Madonna if she's really smoking. But she's 68 and out there giving young people the fever, so let her. She's got a new album coming, Confessions 2. Comes out this July 4th weekend. July 3rd it comes out. And everyone's all, oh, the new album. It's going to be mediocre. I hate to tell her to her face. It's going to be rehashed dance tracks. That's what it's going to be. Confessions, the first one, was innovative. This is just going to be rehashed dance tracks, but whatever. They'll be fun. We'll dance to them. The queens will love them. The drag queens will perform them, and she'll make money and go on tour, and her life will be great, with mediocre music because she's Madonna, so good for her. Not mad at her. Good for her. Just wish she wasn't puffing away in public, but oh well. Does anyone emulate their stars anymore? If the celebrity that you like smokes, does that make you smoke? I kind of don't think so. I think those days are over of emulating, your celebrity like with smoking or their diet or whatever. I think those days are over, but maybe I'm wrong. Don't forget, like and subscribe at youtube.com/reallykarel. Become a patron. We could use a patron or two. We've lost a couple over the last couple months. So how about one of you come on to the table and pay $5 a month or $10 or 14 or 22 or whatever you want to pay a month. But Patreon, patreon.com/reallykarel. Make it so this is less of a hobby. Join us. Subscribe on social media to Karel Official, Karel Official on Instagram and Official Karel on TikTok. Or maybe it's backwards. Maybe it's Official Karel on Instagram and Karel Official. Those are the two social media handles. Karel Official and Official Karel. But don't go on TikTok. It's a cesspool. Ugh. Oh, the comments. Just today, I've been called a faggot. I've been told to stuff a cock in my mouth, which, hey, I would if I could find one. I've been told to die. Just today in the comments on TikTok. I've been told that liberals are crazy and have a mental illness and should be institutionalized. Of course, my lisp has been commented on at least 10 times today. Just today, at least 10 times. So don't go on TikTok. Just go on Instagram. And even that, there's haters on that too. But, oh well. What are y'all doing for the weekend? I hope you have a good one. Take out some of your frustrations. Go do something. Go swim 100 laps or whatever. I'd like to, but, the waterfall at our pool here is broken. It's been broken for 4 weeks. HOA does nothing. There's been furniture and trash by the trash cans here for 6 weeks. The HOA has done nothing. My HOA is the most useless HOA in the world, and it's bringing down our property value, and I'm really upset about that, but oh well. So what are you doing this weekend? It's a weekend. What are you going to do? It's going to be hot, no matter where you are. So try to stay cool. Maybe hop in a pool or go to the beach. Just don't drown. Hey, you French, learn how to swim. 40 people drowning in one day, that's unacceptable. Stay away from dangerous waters and learn how to swim. I mean, truly, 40 people drowning in one day in one country because of the heat? Don't they teach the French to swim? Is the problem that they can't swim and smoke at the same time? I mean, were they all trying to smoke and swim and drown? I mean, what was the problem? How did 40 people drown in one day? I didn't understand that myself. I really didn't. Someone says I used to dress like Madonna in high school in the 80s. Me too. Who's that girl? I would dress like her now, but all she wears is a corset. She wears a corset like everywhere now. 68 years old, wearing a corset everywhere she goes. I don't like corsets. Cher wears them because of her back. She has a back injury, so she wears the corsets as a back brace. But I don't know why Madonna makes them. She says her knee is shot, that she blew it out on doing too much. She said doing too much yoga and too much dancing for 50 years. I believe her. So her knee is shot, she said. So, but there's going to be a shot for that. Science has now found a shot that they inject in the knee and it regrows the cartilage. It'll be on the market within 5 years. So hold on, Madonna. By the time you're 73, there'll be a shot for your knee. And your face is only about 8 to 10 years old, so you've got time. People say, oh, she's aged so gracefully. No, she hasn't. She's beautiful, but her face, too much surgery. Way too much surgery. She doesn't look like herself anymore. She looks like a beautiful Italian woman, but she doesn't look like Madonna. She's just way too far with her face. Barbara still looks like Barbara, but a little cat eye, kind of looks like if Barbara Streisand mated with a panther. But, still look good for 84 years old. So, Madonna, I am Karel. Be who you want to be, so don't hurt anybody. Have a great weekend. Tomorrow I'll be back with This Gay Week with Scott from the Ukraine. He's going to have facts and figures.
It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Karel Cast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Karel Cast. Driving you home or driving you crazy. It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Karel Cast on your favorite streaming service.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Karel is